Hey everybody, welcome to Hope Something Sticks. I'm Burt.
I'm Matt.
And today is May 2nd, 2022.
Close enough.
21.
Oh shit, it's going down. Better sell.
So the NFL draft just finished up, was it yesterday?
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So, do you know why when you get a little bit later into the draft, there's a weird amount, there's not like 32 picks, like they increase the amount of picks seemingly at random. There's like, I think the third round there's 42, and then there's 40, there's 39 or something.
Oh, if you want to talk about the insanity that is the draft, we should have had my father on here. Because that's, he spends more time analyzing that. Like, the lead up to it, he's Charlie Kelly at the, let me take a look at my conspiracy theory here.
Yeah.
Why are you putting this much effort into who the Bears might pick?
Yeah. Did he think that they might pick Justin Fields?
Absolutely not. This
Well,
burned all his whole conspiracy theory is in the garbage now. His thesis is torn up. He's been kicked out of draft school. He's probably lost. He didn't have anything to say. He had nothing to say about it. It just blew his mind that we would draft up again to pick another quarterback. At least everybody's heard of this quarterback.
Yeah, and at least you drafted up more than one spot, and also I don't think you gave as much for Justin Fields than you did for Mitch Trubisky. I thought it was higher. It was not
at least
a totally
first
stupid
rounder, right?
It was maybe.
Well, whatever.
I think, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, he did it again. But yeah, people have heard of Justin Fields. He can at least, I don't know, run around, I guess, for a little while before he gets injured.
Yeah, we've got somebody he can throw to. Allen Robinson signed, so cautiously optimistic are the words of the day.
Yeah.
Which is saying a lot. Normally, after the Bears pick a quarterback, it's like, oh my God! This whole episode would just be me ranting about the idiocy of our front office.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. We picked up somebody named Daz. I'm sure that's going to pan out.
Totally. So yeah, the first three out were quarterbacks. Pretty expected. And, pretty stupid all in all. I mean, I guess, I don't know. Trevor Lawrence might be good. I guess he's got everything you want, I suppose, out of a new recruit. But Zach Wilson and Trey Lance, I would not have wasted my second and third pick with that. I mean, I guess the Jets have to pick a quarterback. It's been like 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, they just got rid of Darnold.
Yeah, so
who was already supposed to be the future.
Yeah.
Get ready, everybody. Jets are back. Jets are back.
No, they seem to just feed on the souls of new quarterbacks, and then once they're all bled dry, they throw them out to get a new one.
Sort of Christopher Reeves style from that South Park episode when he's eating stem cells out of
fetuses, just like
aborted fetuses. Yeah, I can still hear that when I first saw that. I feel like they shouldn't have put that on TV. That was too much. The things that South Park has been able to get away with, it's kind of amazing.
Yeah. But, yeah, Trey Lance is going to be a project, which, I mean, I guess they came in knowing that. I mean, they'll still have Garoppolo for right now. And, unfortunately, the Falcons took Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really wanted Kyle Pitts for the Dolphins, but got Jalen Waddle, and that ain't too bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
No.
Looks like you got
probably the best wide receiver in the class. I think he could be better than Jamar Chase. I mean, Jamar Chase is good, but I don't know.
Oh, that's right. And you still got Tua, so that means they already know each other.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucking huge.
Pretty huge. I mean, Jamar Chase is back with Joe Burrow. They both went to LSU.
Wait, that's right, yeah. Sorry, I'm reading all the other draft picks. Caught me flat-footed. I could have done like 5 minutes of research.
So, I'm sorry. Kadarius Toney got drafted by the Giants, which Avi was kind of happy with because he'd actually be able to watch him in New York. Because that's pretty much all the games he gets is either the Giants and Jets games.
Just go onto Reddit, steal that shit. They've been cracking down on that pretty good. It's not as easy as it used to be.
Yeah. So more so than any of the picks that the Dolphins got, I got really excited when Kyle Trask got picked up by the Buccaneers.
All right.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No. Well, I didn't really follow it.
Yeah, the last pick of the second round, the Buccaneers picked him up.
Well, all right. Well,
yeah.
What's Trask's hometown? Is it Orlando? It's not Orlando.
No, it's Manville, Texas.
That's right. Okay. A little bit off on that one.
Yeah.
So why are you excited that he went to the Bucs?
Well, I like Kyle Trask a lot. I think he's got a real future in the NFL if the right team picked him up. And this is pretty much the most right team to pick him up. He's got a good coaching staff. He's got the greatest quarterback of all time ahead of him to learn from.
Allegedly.
I would say so, too, until this past season where he just won in his first year in a new team.
Yeah, they did kind of just steal that one. It feels like they stole it. I'm sure that this is going to be vacated in some way after we find out that he cheated in some manner.
Anyway.
But yeah, that's perfect for them. Or at least for him. Probably gets to learn. Maybe he'll learn something? I don't know. I think Tom Brady's going to be at that point in his career where he's like, I don't have to teach you anything, so I won't.
Well, I would say the opposite's true because Tom Brady, A, he's got nothing more to prove. B, he doesn't have to worry about his job. C, he's old as shit. I mean, why wouldn't you, at least, give him some pointers here and there? It's not like you're worried about him.
Because that's work. I'm saying he's going to completely phone it in. Or maybe he's just going to screw with him and give him a bunch of give him a bunch of terrible pointers. What the hell? Tom Brady told me this. Oh yeah, Tom likes to do that.
I think you're letting your hatred of Tom Brady get the best of you.
Well, something to joke about.
Yeah. But
he is a goddamn cheater. So, is he to be trusted? Kinda. I guess. Would you leave your kids around Tom Brady? I wouldn't.
I don't think he's a sexual predator. I think he's.
If you, all right, how about let's tone it down. Let's tone it down a little bit. Let's take it back. Let's say you had a plate of food on the table, and and it's like a party kind of situation, and
Okay.
everyone knows that was your plate of food. Do you think Tom Brady just goes ahead and takes food off of your plate, even though there's a whole like buffet over there? He just doesn't feel like getting up.
No,
And also, I mean, all right. So like, there's everybody seeing him do it, and then there's nobody around. Do you think he still takes that? I think he's gonna get a chip. He's gonna pop that chip into your guac, and then he's gonna move the guac around a little bit so that you can't tell that there was an obvious chunk of guac missing from your plate.
Well, see, there you go. Then I got nothing to worry about. I don't like
Tom
guac.
Brady is a guac thief.
Anyway, what I'm saying is I think this is the best situation that Kyle Trash could find himself into. Yeah, I think he could really do well with the Bucks. Yep.
Personally, I would go for a $60 million guaranteed contract and then a slight injury that prevents me from playing. I think that would be the best possible outcome.
See, Matt, this is why your NFL career never took off. Just not a competitor.
Yeah, no. The whole idea of competition kind of makes my skin crawl.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm really glad that he didn't get picked up by the Patriots, that was Mac Jones. So I can continue to think that Mac Jones is overhyped.
And who did Mac Jones play for?
Alabama.
Got it. Like I said, I've been following nobody.
Yeah.
You're saying that with like derision, like, "Jeez, loser."
Just know who the fuck Mac Jones is.
I mean, nobody else will now.
I mean, they will for another 3 years and then forget about him.
Fair enough. Well, you think he's going to last that long in New York land? I don't even know who's coaching the Giants right now.
New York. I said the Patriots got him.
Oh, excuse me, Patriots. New England, New York.
Who is the...
Well, that might be pretty dangerous then.
No, yeah. But we'll see. So it is cool that the Dolphins don't suck anymore, and with some of these draft picks, they could suck even less, especially after just living through almost 20 years of Patriot domination.
It should be pretty interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, the Dolphins should be good. The Patriots should still be pretty good. The Bills are good. The only team that sucks in our conference is the Jets.
Kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah.
It's too much pressure. I'm not sure who's putting that pressure on them, but somehow they keep choking underneath it.
Yeah. That poor Mormon boy from Utah. Zach Wilson, the quarterback.
Ah, gotcha. Well,
Brigham Young University. What?
Maybe that'll be good for him. Get out, see the world. Get things thrown at you from the stands.
Yeah, I was talking to Ab during the draft. He said, Zach Wilson gets selected by the New York Jets. That's just in. Zach Wilson has just converted to Satanism.
That'll probably work out a little bit better for him. It'll certainly be more fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it must be really fun to be a Satanist and a millionaire.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah.
What?
Let's see.
I saw a very good movie about Satanism. It's called Hail Satan. Or, sorry, Hail Satan? You gotta say it with a question. There's a question mark in the title.
I see.
It's a good documentary about it. I didn't know anything about it before that documentary. Going into it,
yeah.
I even thought, you know what, maybe it's actually bad. It has absolutely nothing to do with worshipping the Dark Lord. Not really.
Yeah, not from the Christian aspect of him. It's more of like it's a kind of a pagan sort of religion, more so.
It's, if anything, it's really just a protest group.
Yeah,
They can't stand. Well, it depends on who you're talking about, because there's a couple of different denominations. One is the Church of Satan. That's the one everybody thinks of, like, is bad. It's because they are bad. They suck. They don't do anything. They're not actively recruiting anybody. They don't want anybody to really look at them. That's the one that was started in the 70s. The Satanic Temple, that's the one that does, like, they're the ones that came up with they keep winning court cases all over the country because they keep saying, oh, well, if the Ten Commandments statue gets to be at a courthouse, then you have to put our statue too. And that's like the big, spoiler alert, that's the big to-do in the documentary, is them getting this huge statue of Baphomet. He's like the goat-headed dude holding, like, various satanic emblems and stuff like that. He's sitting in this giant chair. The thing's like 10, 12 feet tall. And they won their court case somewhere in, I think it was Oklahoma. And they're like, here it comes.
So they'd rather put up a statue of Satan than take down the statue of the Ten Commandments?
I'm trying to think about what actually ended up happening. What ended up going on? Something else happened where some asshole, because there was a bunch of press around it, some guy chained his truck to the Ten Commandment thing and ripped it out. So then there was like this whole other thing where some state senator made it, his rallying cry to put that back. Then the issue got obfuscated. Became less about freedom of religion and more about, oh, well, they're attacking our religion. Like, that's not what it's about at all, even though it's kind of about that. And about how it also goes into, like, the satanic panic of the 80s. And it was really messed up. Like, I didn't realize how against Dungeons and Dragons Christians were back in the 80s. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, that was like the big thing.
Are you fucking kidding me? You getting on nerds who aren't bothering anybody playing a board game?
Yeah, that was like Mortal Kombat in the 90s, except maybe even more so.
Dude, the shit people think is important.
Well, you see, these are all people who've never played or really know anything about Dungeons and Dragons, and then some jerk off just tells them some like flat out lie, and then they just believe it.
Right.
Because they're not gonna fucking check up on that shit. And then you have a whole bunch of fucking idiots believing it because they just keep passing that bullshit on to each other until all these people believe that Dungeons and Dragons is actually Satan worshipping. It must be true.
Yeah, right.
And yeah.
Due diligence. Gotta do that due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
Like, actually do it. Not reading a headline or saying, oh, this person said. Even though most due diligence is, this person said.
Yeah, but you should check to see if multiple people with different viewpoints are all saying it.
Right. Why? Why are they saying what they're saying?
Yeah, that too.
All in all, pretty good documentary. I'd recommend.
Mm-hmm.
If you got an hour and a half, I think it's on Hulu. I think it's on Hulu.
Cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the draft. 8 Gators got drafted in total.
Nice.
Yep.
It's a pretty good year.
Just one short of the record. Or tying the record.
There you go.
Yep, pretty good. It's weird that Trayvon Grimes didn't get drafted, but whatever.
Grimesy, no. I'm sure someone will give him a contract when that injury that I was talking about. That injury's never late.
Well,
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
You already got the contract with the Eagles.
Yeah, there you go. Practice squad?
I don't know. I just saw that he got some. I mean, I think they'll have him go through camp before they decide where they put him.
Let's see. Oh, that's the wrong person.
I don't know if he's gonna beat out Devontae Smith.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not, but that'd be pretty hilarious. Oh, I would totally fucking waste our goddamn first round pick.
No. It's okay, we got Grimesy here. Does anybody want to go fast? I want to go fast. The details of the contract have not been released. What do you got next on your big list of the hot topics of today, tomorrow, and yesteryear?
Well, there's this new PlayStation 5 exclusive that came out this past Friday. Pretty much outside of like the Spider-Man game that came out with it, it's kind of like the only PlayStation 5 exclusive that's come out so far. And it's pretty kick-ass. It's very different too. So, I don't suppose you ever heard of a roguelike game. That term.
Roguelike?
Yeah.
Going out and hitting the open road?
No.
Okay.
So I never played Rogue, but the term roguelike is a game where you play it, and if you die, you go all the way back to the beginning of the game.
Holy shit. Okay.
So that's this game. Now, so the game's called Returnal, and there's actually, I mean, it's cool because there's like an actual story component to how you die and come back, as opposed to just reloading every time. So it's like this sci-fi shooter. You play this woman named Celine, who's part of some company that I guess surveys planets and whatever. It's not all that well described, her backstory, and then she hears this broadcast from some alien planet that and it says something that means something to her, and so she goes and investigates it, and so you crash land on the planet, and you start walking around, and then you find your own corpse just lying around on the planet, and with a recording device, and they're talking about being on the planet, and you're like, what the fuck? And then you find your your corpse somewhere else.
Oh, what?
It's a different corpse, and so the planet is strewn with corpses of you, and then invariably you'll die, and you'll just come back to life like right when the your ship crashes again, and you're like, well, what the fuck? And so you start listening to these recordings of you. You keep finding them, and you find out that you keep reliving, you keep dying and reliving the same point in time, but a body keeps staying there.
Okay.
And so basically, you're trying to figure out where this alien broadcast is coming from. You're kind of learning a little bit more about the alien planet you're on, there's also corpses of a shit ton of dead. There's a whole bunch of dead aliens all over the place too. There's also very, very much alive, non-sentient aliens that are trying to kill you. And so you're trying to figure that whole thing out. Also somehow like you see your house in the alien planet, and you have this weird trip like when you actually get into your house, and it's this kind of psychological mindfuck stuff that's going on, besides seeing a whole bunch of your own corpses.
Right.
So
interesting.
Yeah, so it's pretty different in that, when you die, you basically start back at square one almost. So when you complete like a major objective, you don't have to like redo it. So
well, do you like jump ahead in the game because you find a recording?
You don't jump ahead in the game, but you just, that's just the kind of just a way to kind of meet out the story, since you're just like alone on this alien planet. There's no one else to talk to.
Okay.
So it kind of like if you played any of like the BioShock games where you just find recordings of people, and just kind of it kind of just like develops the story more and kind of gives you more information about the world that you're living in.
Gotcha.
So it's similar to that, except it's always yourself. It's so you try to figure out, it's like like why did I stop remember, why did the character stop remembering like all these times that she's like gone through this cycle? Because when you start the game, it's not the first cycle, but she doesn't realize that she's in a cycle, even though she sees all these different versions of herself that did remember her being in that cycle. So there's something that happened, like right before, like I guess during the last time you died. So there's that. There's what the fuck's my house doing here? Who the fuck are these aliens? So I've
and all the while you've got your boss going, "Damn it, Johnson! Why do you keep dying so much?" Because the company sent you here. You're like Riley from Alien.
No, the company didn't send you here. So you went by yourself. The company told you not to go. It's like some forbidden planet.
Oh.
So you only went there because the transmission from the alien planet meant something to you. It's like it says like, have you seen the white ghost or some shit like that? That has a profound meaning on your character. It's at the point where she checked out this forbidden planet.
Groundhog's Day 2. This time it's personal.
Basically,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's pretty cool. The gameplay is really good, man. So I was playing it a lot today. I was on this particularly good run of not dying. Is that like like after dying like 14 times, I got like a good thing, because you pick up like different weapons and artifacts and stuff that they reset like when you die, but they give you all these different kind of buffs, and I got like a few like good ones like fairly early on, so I was able to like do really well, and then kind of just I was able to level up, and I still haven't died yet. Oh yeah, one major thing that's kind of a pain in the ass. There's no like saving at all. So if you're in the middle of playing and you turn off your PlayStation, you start back at the beginning
without being able to jump forward. I get the going back to the beginning part. Oh wow! It like erases how far you went.
Yeah, there's no like saving the game at all.
I don't know if I like that.
So the only thing you can do about that is you can put your PlayStation in rest mode and then come back to it, unless uh, the PlayStation had a firmware update, and then then you're just kind of fucked.
Oh, so you can't save anywhere at any point.
No. So okay. So there's one thing. So there's a thing
Wow.
where
I kind of like this now.
Yeah.
I didn't like it initially. I think I like it now.
Yeah. So there's one thing you can do. So there's this this kind of basically it's a currency, and there's one currency that that you get to keep. It's pretty rare. You get to keep it like when you die. There's a few things, very few things you do get to keep. If you pick them up and then die, like it'll transfer over. If you use 6 of those, which is a lot, at this place, it'll make a copy of you when you die. So it's basically like you're saving there, but you can only do it. So it costs that much. It only it only works the one time, and there's only like one of them per level. So if you do that, you get one redo per level if you do that, but that's it.
Wow.
So yeah.
And what was the name?
Brutal.
You said Returnal?
Yeah.
Return AL?
Yeah, like the mix between Eternal and Return.
Got it.
Returnal. Yep.
Clever.
So yeah, and it's pretty fucking hard game.
Yeah, I assume that. Is there only one setting for difficulty?
Yeah, there's only
Impossible.
There's no difficulty setting. Yeah, there's just the. It's like this is how
you can play this, or you cannot play it.
Yeah. So I was going up against what might be the final boss. I'm not sure. It's the third boss I've gone up against, and he's really fucking tough. And I died, but I had that redo thing, so I got one more shot at him, which I haven't done yet.
Oh yeah, gonna have to keep us updated.
Yep. But man, so like right after like I died, like I had like the most eye strain I've had in like a long time. I usually my eyes are all fucking bloodshot because there's so much going on. There's like so the enemies, especially this boss, shoots like all these like slow projectiles from all over the place. So they go slow enough where you can like dodge them, but they're like big projectiles. They're about the size of a head, and there's a whole shit ton of them going in like all these different directions. So you have to keep track of like all these things that all these particle effect things that are all over the fucking place as you're like bobbing and weaving and trying to shoot the damn thing, which your gun shoots a whole bunch of particle effects too. So it's like there's a shit ton of stuff going on. It's really fucking tough on the eyeballs.
Interesting. So this is like one of those old school Japanese cartoons that would give kids seizures.
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. How do I access this, the Returnal?
Get a PS5.
Oh, alright. See you in 2 years.
Either that or come over.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's see, I'll just check the old schedule here. Yeah, if I hit the button on my phone, it's going to hang up. Oh, man. Sorry, I'm looking at Ethereum. Some Ethereum newsletter, and like I said at the beginning, before you started recording, the more I read about these cryptocurrencies, the less I understand. Oh, man. I think I need to do more reading before I can. You'll probably have to chop this part out. I got nothing. I got nothing. I'm like reading it, and I'm like, it's just distracting me. I got no idea what I'm looking at.
We could talk about some next week.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the Robin Hood way of going about it, but oh man, like you've got custodial wallets versus non-custodial wallets. You've got what the hell am I looking at? I don't even know. I like read some stuff and I don't even know what I just read. Like, what is all this shit? And everyone's got a goofy name for whatever it is that they've got going on, like Scalar and Zapper and Fang and Layer 2 Finance. Operation War Turtle. I didn't make that up. I'm reading these. Ethereum cat herders. Let me click on that. I didn't make up any of these names.
Mm.
Oh man, this stuff's too zoomed in. I don't know. It's like I'm jumping into the middle of a conversation, going, "Hey everybody, get me up to speed right now." Like, well, you need to go back in time about 5 years. Okay then. Look at all this stoof. Yeah, some of this has nothing to do with finance at all. I'm noticing a lot of it has to do with identity verification. So that's probably where the future's at. That I'm actually invested in.
Mm.
Something called ABAX.
ABAX.
Full disclosure, I am an investor.
Let's see, what else is going on?
What is going on?
Nothing all too new happening in the news besides just more shootings, more police shootings, more mass shootings.
Truly. Tough to say when people will learn. Probably never. It's possible, though.
What, to just not shoot people?
No. The whole, I'm thinking more along the lines of actually getting guns banned more and more and more. If you just put your foot down and say, you're not allowed to have a gun, or you're not allowed to at least get a gun so easily.
Well, as far as not having guns, I think that cat's kind of out of the bag at this point. There's just so many guns in circulation.
Well, what if owning a gun was just so insanely expensive? Because that's kind of that's kind of where it is right now. Like, people who own them, because there's so much ammo hoarding that the price of ammo's through the roof.
Well, there you go. Problem's already solved.
I don't know about that. Maybe going forward, for your regular, everyday, run-of-the-mill, I just want to go to the gun range and shoot 100 rounds.
Well,
That person's not the problem. The person who's the problem is the person who's losing their mind and somehow can get a gun in a day.
Yep.
And not just any type of gun, one that's specifically designed for murdering as many people as possible. So,
or as many deer as possible.
I mean, if you've got a huge house and you're expecting a
razorbacks.
zombie apocalypse, or razorbacks, yeah, sure. If there's a horde of, ravenous pigs coming at you, you're gonna want to be able to put as many rounds downfield as, I get that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that is a likely scenario in any timeline or universe or alternate reality. You're gonna have to go pretty deep into the metaverse until that becomes necessary. At which point, what the hell are we talking about? Now we're talking about my screenplay.
I mean, that's some people. You have to clear out the razorback population.
Yep. Right after all the phonies.
But yeah. I mean, you think you could like get so that you have to go through a whole process to get a gun, like go through psyche evals, get references. Whatever.
Yeah, it should be harder to get a gun than to vote, and that doesn't seem like that's the case right now.
No. Well, just give them time. They'll make voting hard enough.
Yeah, they are certainly trying that.
Yeah, it's going the other direction, making voting harder as opposed to voting harder and guns easier.
What a terrifying world to live in. If you take that one thing and just live in a complete bubble.
Yeah.
Alright, I gotta stop reading this shit. It's just confusing and pissing me off. That seems pretty light on your topic list.
Yeah, I didn't just write up an entire list. I thought the whole NFL draft and Returnal thing would last a while, which it kind of did. We're over 40 minutes. Let's see.
It's not bad. Could be a short one. Don't have to stretch it out.
Yeah. No. Let's see. Here's one that we didn't get to all the way back in almost a whole month ago. How can people with white skin really gauge racism?
Gauge it. What do you mean? Like, how do you empathize with somebody else having experienced it?
Not so much that being able to adequately assess the amount of racism in the country while being someone who does not regularly see it because they lack pigmentation. Because you see, like, a lot of, say, white people, it's like, racism isn't that big of a deal, isn't really that big of a deal in this country, it doesn't affect people in such a negative way to call it systemic racism. How can you be so sure when you're not the type of person who would, racism affects negatively?
Well, if somebody says something and they have been given visibility in some way, shape, or form, then you typically believe them. I mean, who the fuck makes that shit up?
You would think, but a lot of people apparently don't believe. That's the thing. Like, they're not going out and saying it, but they're essentially saying all these black people are liars. I mean, right?
Well, that's also pretty fucked up, too, because you could just look at what the government, just look at what the previous government, what the laws used to say. They just look at, and not just laws, but, like, actions. The most obvious one to me is, like, redlining. In urban planning back in the 50s and 60s, banks literally had maps of neighborhoods, and they drew red lines around all the places where they said, don't give mortgages out in these neighborhoods. And you know what neighborhoods we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, did they say, oh, it's because they're black?
Depends on what decade
that's the
you're
whole.
talking about.
That's the whole concept. I mean, it still goes on. You can see it in 2 seconds if you look at Zillow.
I know it still goes on, but they don't say it anymore. It's not okay to say anymore.
It's not okay to phrase it in the most obvious terms available. No. So you just phrase it as anything else.
And that's the thing. That's another way they're able to kind of just... People say, oh, no, this isn't racist because they're not specifically saying we're targeting black people, even though all the targets are black people. That,
I would say, is a weak, pedantic argument made by somebody who doesn't want to talk about it.
That's a lot of people.
Well, that's the fallacy of big numbers, right? Mm. Everybody's doing it. Come on, Burt. Just be a big fucking racist. Come on, man. Stop caring about other people. It's boring. It's a downer. Why are you being a downer?
Well, it's kind of the thing about me, though I look like the whitest white person there is. There's definitely a large group of people, predominantly white, that does not have a high opinion of me for what I am.
Ah, yes, truly.
It gives an interesting perspective because from day to day, like I don't have to worry about comps as much as like a black person would, or a Latino person, because they just see me and okay, there's a white guy. But then like when I go to synagogue or at like a some kind of Jewish event, I always look at the exits and what I would do if there was an active shooter that just suddenly barged in. Every fucking time. What I would do, how I would get as much people out of the situation as I could. Is there a way that I could double back and like tackle the guy from behind, given the area? Every time I'm in a large group of Jews that's public in any way, those thoughts go through my mind.
Just want to let everybody know I was not attacking you just then.
No, I know you weren't. I was just.
That's fucking terrible that you have to have that thought at all. But that's like.
But yeah, that happens,
no, it's a necessary thing.
And I think that's something that's one of the things that probably a lot of black people do. Like when they go to a church that's a black gospel church, they have to worry about the same fucking thing because they also get shot up sometimes.
Right.
So yeah, it's crazy.
It's an undue strain. Shouldn't have to happen. It's fucking ridiculous and disgusting.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, then you got to have the casual conversation with somebody who that almost makes it worse. I could see how you'd want to probably scream in their face.
Yeah, but you gotta think of it like they don't know. Most people are they're good people. They I don't know. It's just ignorance, and I can see why you want to stay ignorant, because just actually looking into like what all of it, what all this is, that's kind of terrifying too, in its own way. But yeah.
How do you? I mean, if you don't deal with it every day, and then suddenly you try to you think you're gonna gently wade into the issues and do a little bit of light reading. There's no such thing. The second you start reading about it, the second you start realizing how much awfulness there is in the world, taking all of it in stride is difficult.
Yeah. And then you think,
A lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah. I mean, then you think, for what? Like, why is this happening? Like, everyone's pretty much just trying to live their own fucking lives, White people, black people, Jews, Christians, Muslims, Arabs, East Asians, Southern Asians, everybody. For the most part, they just want to, live their lives, do what they want to do, not hurt anybody. So
hurt people, man.
Yeah, I know.
Some people can deal, and some people can't.
Well, I think it's to be like that bad. It has to be learned.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Their parents got hurt by their parents, or so on and so forth, by somebody, by something. Something fucking bad happened. Somebody dealt with it in the worst possible way, and then they decided to teach their kids exactly that. I was reading Tattoos on the Heart by Father Gregory Boyle. This is the guy who came up with Homeboy Industries.
Okay.
Out in L.A. That's like it's a church-run... I don't know exactly who runs it. I assume the church has some involvement.
Mm-hmm.
Where they get ex-cons jobs, with just no questions asked. They help them with tattoo removal. They help them, get job placement and, try to change their life around.
Mm-hmm.
And they are incredibly patient. He's had people come in, get fired, come back again, so on and so forth. But the number one thing that he always keeps coming back to in that book is it's just like, why the hell would anybody ever pick up a gun or even bother joining a gang or ever hurting anybody, just to be gang specific here. And it's this sick combination of poverty, abuse, and shame. They don't think that they're good enough. They think that for whatever reason they were put down, and they think that they're shit, and they're always going to be shit. So, what's it fucking matter?
Mm-hmm. I also think there's a sense of family that comes with being part of a gang.
Well, that's what they tell you, yeah. That's one of the
the
main brainwashing.
Sure, like that's not how it actually goes in practice a lot of the time. But that's one of the one of the main recruitment tools.
Right.
That they tell
recruitment, brainwashing, whatever.
I wonder if any college football coaches try to see how that gang recruitment goes and try to see if they can get some tips on that. It's like, oh
shit. If you loved me, you'd join the team. Come on, just go rob the bank. Just give me a touchdown.
If you wear these colors, great things are going to happen for you.
Oh yeah. Excuse me while I go to the enemy team real quick. They're giving me more money. You're dead to me now. Goodbye. See you in 3 years.
That reminds me of I think that happened to Tobias in Arrested Development, where he was like basically rushing for different gangs to join.
Oh, in prison, right?
Yeah, in prison.
But then he ends up becoming the leader, though, because everyone starts calling him Dorothy, and they all start wearing red shoes.
Yeah. Yeah, after he kills White Power Bill.
Oh, that's right. He kills White Power Bill. Like, he gets White Power Bill to kill himself.
Yeah, nobody knows that. They think that he kills him.
God.
It's like, no, you hate White Power Bill. I hate you.
No.
And then he gets in his head, just... hangs himself.
Oh, he hangs it? I thought he, like, jumped. I
Is
thought
that
he jumped
it?
off,
He-
like... Well, no,
Maybe that
he
is
had
right.
to... I thought he threw him... He threw himself
Yeah.
off a balcony...
Yeah, or off the
And
like they're on like the second floor on like
Right.
the prison block. So yeah, I guess
Yeah,
he
yeah.
fell off that head first.
Mm-hmm. Then somebody looks
guess
up,
that-
they see Tobias.
It's like, holy shit, he killed White Power Bill.
How he didn't immediately end up in solitary, I don't know. Murder's murder.
Yeah.
He got out of jail pretty quickly, considering everyone knew he murdered White Power Bill.
I guess I was like, do you miss him?
Yeah, right? Was this guy politically important? No? Well, I guess you're off the hook.
Oh, he killed himself? Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever you say, Dorothy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, so prison reform, that's one way of helping tackle some of this bullshit. If it was actually rehabilitative and not further torture.
Yeah.
It's like
Or
the whole
or at
point.
least put people in there that actually deserve to be there and not just
There, yeah,
like
no
you know,
doubt.
just drug users.
Right, yeah. There's fucking people still in jail here in Cook County that have been in jail for over a year because of COVID. And they're just sitting there waiting for their trial. That's why this whole essential worker thing just really grinds my gears. Because if this shit is so unsafe that judges and lawyers can't try people's cases, why the fuck do I gotta go to work? Some bullshit. Ugh, that working from home, that was 2 months of magic. Ugh. Oh, man.
So my company finally started. They're doing full time for everyone.
No.
In the office again.
No, I didn't get it. I didn't get the vaccine. I'm not safe. I'm sick. Yeah, that's like that meme. You're the cat that's getting dragged out from that. There's like a piece of plate glass and then like a display wall, and the cat's like wedged in between the glass and the display wall, and then a hand comes and starts dragging the cat. But the cat clearly doesn't want to go. Yep. That hand is everybody dragging... is the Pfizer vaccine, dragging everybody back to work.
Yeah. Oh well. I had a good run.
Yeah, I gotta redouble my efforts in that I need to go from 0 to 1 in actually looking for a remote job. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Well, that one thing I sent you from LinkedIn was remote. I forget what it was.
I guess I could recheck the old email.
Yeah. I might have sent it to you in a text message.
There's tons of stuff out there. Just
Yeah.
look for it. Right after I figure out how cryptocurrency works.
How do I make Matcoin?
Yeah, right? Well, whatever I do, it's probably going to be based on Ethereum. That seems to be the only thing I've determined so far.
Yeah.
Bitcoin, not incredibly versatile. Ethereum is.
So, I was actually looking through our texts, and when you said word, sent that gif of NSYNC from The Simpsons. And I don't know how I know, but it's actually kind of a funny story with that. So it has like Justin Timberlake going word like a lot, and so when they were it's actually NSYNC that's doing the voice work for it, and so they were reading the script, and like Justin Timberlake says, I don't say word. It's like, oh, okay, well we'll just say it one time and whatever. We'll probably not use it. And so they did get at least one take of it, and then they just reused that take over and over and over again, like way more than they were going to, just because he told them that.
Oh man!
So they have him just say word the exact same way like 5 times in the episode.
Oh, look at that! I didn't delete this conversation. All right. Tomorrow could be the first day of the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Job still up. Only 3 applicants. Apply.
Oh shit.
I only need to know enough to bullshit through the interview. That's good. Some good advice there. Sage advice.
Yeah.
Oops. I think I forgot to update my... I forgot to attach my resume. Not getting that job. This guy didn't even send a resume in. This guy's got huge balls.
I like the cut of your jib.
It's a good thing. I don't know anything about sailing. Software people love terrible jokes. Love them.
Oh, yeah?
That's it. That's all I know about the industry. If I can get by on 2 or 3 shitty jokes, tell everybody my Johnny Walker Blue story. Did I ever tell you that story?
I don't know.
Do we have enough time? Are we over time? I think we're over time.
Yeah, if you want to.
We could save it for next time. Oh, cliffhanger, suck it. Gonna have to tune in next time to hear about Matt and me robbing my boss. Tune in next time, meatbags.
Yep. All right. So write us in at hopesomething6@gmail.com. Later.